Hi guys, we're back again with Anime and Opposites. I'm your host Jola, and I'm here with Ufuro, my co-host as usual. Say hi.
Hi guys, and
Yeah.
we have a guest.
Why are you cutting into my intro? Yeah, I was going to do
Sorry,
that. We have a
I was
special
excited.
guest. I know. We
Premature,
have a guest. Okay, let me not take that bit. We're here. We have a guest today, and his name is Ekow. Sorry, no, I missed
Echo,
that.
Echo.
Ekow, thank you.
Ekow is fine.
Ekow, yes. Okay. Hi,
Yes.
Ekow.
Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here.
Hi, Echo.
We're
Welcome
happy to
our
have you.
podcast.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to start this, guys, whenever we have a guest, we always start with icebreaker questions. You know what we're about: anime and opposites. Anime. So we would like to know what brought Echo to the anime world and more. So we'll start with the first question. And the first question for you, Echo, is the first anime you watched. And number one is a two-parter. Tell us about the first anime you watched, and then tell us about what got you into anime. So maybe it might not have been the first anime you watched that got you into anime, but just let us know.
Okay, so I got into anime because of gaming. So I think there's this intersection between gaming and anime. So if you spend a lot of time in front of your computer, you are probably going to end up working as some kind of software engineer or artist. And I've always been familiar with anime because my first game was Pokemon. So
Really?
I started playing Pokemon like in the 2000s, and
Okay.
I was already familiar with anime art. So that's like my first anime. But I think I thought of anime as just ordinary cartoons. So I didn't really think of Pokemon as anime. And I also had Dragon Ball figures, and I had a Dragon Ball shirt, Dragon Ball bag. But I didn't think of them
you were the full on starter. You know those kind of people that started at a young age with the whole thing, wearing the shirts, carrying the Pokemon balls on the side, throwing it on the floor, trying to capture the appearance and more.
Yeah. So I actually have a Charmander figure here. I have more figures, but I have to fetch them. I have a lot of anime figures.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's Charmander. Yeah.
I mean,
I wouldn't even know the name, but sure. Go on.
I know some of the names, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I'm a really big Pokemon freak, but I didn't think of it as anime. So perhaps maybe my first anime must have been Naruto, because
of course,
that was when I started watching anime consistently. So I had somebody who introduced Naruto to me. And
family member, friend. What would you say?
A friend. So a friend, he came from London and he was watching Naruto already. So when he came, he gave me a few Naruto CDs, and internet in Ghana wasn't good at the time. So we had to go to an internet cafe, and you have to buy time, and it will be time. So the internet speed wasn't good, but we would be downloading in the background maybe 90 megabyte files. It would take like a whole day to download that file. Yeah. So that was how we were watching Naruto episode by episode.
Right. No Crunchyroll.
No Crunchyroll. You know what? That's good memories, because seriously.
Yes,
seriously, back then to watch anything was it was like pulling teeth. You have to and imagine how much you have to pay, and the speeds were so slow in order just for you to watch some 20 minutes anime. It's not even just 20 minutes. But
I think maybe 10 minutes is a recap, 1 minute.
Yes.
Is the whole fight scene.
Exactly.
The whole fight scene. Literally. They spend, especially things like Naruto. I mean, Naruto does it a lot. Me and myself and Jola have this phrase, we're like coined it, but we always laugh, which is the sense that when it's something like they do like Nigeria movie, they spend like a long time remembering. Then they will now
Remembering
just give us
flashback.
flashback. And I'm like, but I watched this in previous episode. Don't do this to me.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
But yeah, Naruto is always
Exactly.
Naruto is always
One of the early
one
ones.
of the early ones for a lot of people. Like everybody's kind of a lot of people you meet, they start with Naruto. Jola, your question?
Yeah. Okay, well, considering what we're going to go into later, but I'll ask if you have a particular like favorite genre, or you just watch any and all types of anime.
Oh, okay. So, as I mentioned, I started with Naruto. So, any shonen battle anime game. So let's say Naruto, Bleach. Of course, Bleach is like one of the best anime of all time. And One Piece. I was watching One Piece. So any battle genre anime. But
Right.
I also started watching thrillers. So like Darwin's Game. And of course,
Right.
everybody
Yes,
loves anime like Death Notes. So it's even for
Of course.
non-anime watchers. So I also love anime like that. And I think one
Okay.
other genre I'm discovering is I don't know how if anyone has seen March Comes In Like a Lion and Yuri on
No.
Ice. So
I know Yuri on Ice, but I haven't watched it yet. I want to though. I haven't
so
watched
it's like
it
a
yet.
sports
I've
anime.
seen maybe like 10 minutes of it. It's sports, but ice skating.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out.
Oh, interesting.
Now question.
Really?
You just sports. You mentioned sports anime.
Yes, it's sports, but this one no. But Yuri on Ice is sports, yes, but there's also a lot of story to it. Drama stuff. Let me get
slice
boy love genre in there.
Okay.
No, not just slice of life.
I might not check it out in that case. But
look at you.
But question, for you, do you think Ekow? So do you think that because I think we've a lot of these things you're talking about, we've discussed it, like the phases of anime. Do you think it's because of the older you got and watching anime, you started going off of the whole action fights to more of the thrillers, to more of the like sports, more calm, where you just have to actually pay attention to the storyline properly and try to like get into the protagonist or stuff like that, or it's just something you've always done?
Exactly. You're right. So as you said, we all started with like battle anime, but as you go older, then you're trying to discover more anime, which is more fine-tuned to your taste. So perhaps I'm trying to think of an anime like let's say Dorohedoro. So it's
Dorohedoro. It's different, isn't it?
It's for like a mature audience.
Very.
It's great.
Have you seen Dorohedoro?
It's funny.
Not yet. No. I know but I haven't seen it.
I knew you've not seen it because of the way you were just,
No, because I can't say much other than I know the aesthetic of it. But yeah. Go on.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting me on the spot. Well done. I'm coming for you. Please carry on. Sorry.
Yeah. So as I grew older, I'm trying to discover more anime, and the more I watch anime which talks about like I want to envision something that is more aligned with the things I'm discovering, and the Japanese have done a really great job at writing and storytelling, and because of that I have been able to discover more anime which is not focused on battles. I don't know if you guys have watched this anime. It's called Somali Tomori-chan. So it's
Can I say something? Sorry, can I say something before you finish? Sorry to cut you off. Our last guest that we had criticized us for always referring to animes with the Japanese titles. And it's just interesting that our next guest is full of Japanese titles.
Yes.
Does not have any English name whatsoever, that even us are getting bamboozled at the time. And we're like, Somewhere you
I was
know.
gonna ask you. So yeah, I don't think I know that. Even if do you know what the English translation is for that?
No, I don't know the English translation. That's why I said it in
Okay,
No, but that's why I
I
say it's
don't think
funny.
I know that.
Japanese.
I don't think I know that one.
It's funny. Can you tell me?
Oh,
Can tell us what the anime is about? Maybe I might have
yeah.
seen a thumbnail on something.
So it's
Mm.
unlike anything I've ever seen. It's about a golem. So it's fantasy, and it's about
Okay.
a golem that has taken a human child as his ward, and he's
Okay.
trying to help the human child find his own species. But it's very cute because the golem is sort
Is
of
it?
like a robot.
Oh, okay. It was almost sounding like
Yeah.
To Your
Okay.
Eternity for a second. Then I was like, huh? But then, because that's how,
That's too new.
but is this one not new?
Yeah.
This one you'll see not new.
No, I think it's last year. So
New enough.
2020 anime. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so that anime I really enjoyed it. There's no battle in it, but the conflicts are kind of psychological. And when you are watching that anime, you get a sense of dread, even though you know that no one is going to die. But it's
Yeah.
Okay.
something only an adult would appreciate.
Enjoy. Yeah.
And that is why I came to love that anime. And another thing that anime has been able to do is when you're watching that kind of storytelling, you get the feeling that they are expressing love in a different kind of way. Usually, love is expressed in romantic settings, like
Mm.
a boy meets girl and things like that. But this is like a father and his daughter. So if you've played The Witcher, Geralt and series, so you kind of get that feeling as you're watching that anime. And it's not something I would have appreciated if I was younger. But since
Younger.
I'm
Right.
growing, I am enjoying all these kind of anime that I'm finding. But I think one problem I have
That's
is
cool.
if somebody doesn't recommend it to me, I am after watching one episode, I won't continue. So I start a lot of anime, but I don't continue.
But
So you don't
now,
continue. So you need
now,
someone pushing you that no,
pushing you.
continue,
Yeah,
continue.
Now, I
yeah.
don't know
Okay.
if you ever checked out. I don't know if you've listened to any of our recent episodes, but we've spoken about something like this based on the 3 episode rule because an article came about, which was a 3 episode rule, saying that well, I think it's more than an article. There's some different stories. Jola, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's some different
Mm-hmm.
stories and all of that. And basically, there are different theories. One of the theories is that anime is created in tranches of 3, in the sense of they make the first 3 episodes together to kind of tell a story. The first story is world building. The first episode is like world building. Second episode is like maybe something like character. Third episode is where the drop happens or like the cliffhanger is the thing that's going to hook you.
A hook.
Another the
So they
hook.
tell you, sorry. So
Go
they
on.
tell you that you should give it at least 3 episodes because
So
it's like the typical length of a TV show or a very short,
Mm.
very, very short movie before
Yeah,
you then decide for sure, okay, I am not continuing or I am
this
going. Especially if you're
I think
struggling with liking it, you should at least give it
so
3 to be sure.
I'm giving you this as also I mean
A
I
way
uh,
to,
as me
Mhm.
which I mentioned to Jola in the other episode, I believe that is one and done. If episode 1 is trash, I'm moving on.
but
But
yeah.
I think it's because we don't have a lot of time now. So I am
true.
currently into writing. I have my personal projects I want to finish. That's why it seems I don't have time. But when I used to have more time, if you watch an anime like Bleach, you have to watch more than 30 episodes before
That's
you
part
get
of what, yes, that's
those
part of what we
spicy.
discussed. Yeah, those
Is
old
there?
shonens didn't follow that rule because they
Yeah,
Mm.
they
go
did not.
long before you go
Long,
in. Even
way
One Piece,
longer.
yeah,
One
up till
Piece.
30 before you get into it. It's
One
Yeah.
the
Piece was
current
difficult.
new age types that are trying to hook you from episode 1, from episode
One.
2, like that.
Yeah.
But the older
But
types that go don't do
for
that.
anime like Mushoku Tensei, sorry, I don't know the English name. I don't know if you've seen that.
I know
I've
what
not
I
seen
don't know
it,
what
but
is.
I know it.
I
Yes,
know
I
it
know
as
it
well.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, so you are the first it's an isekai anime. So the first episode you watch, it kind of hooks you because you want to
You
continue
want to
watching.
know exactly?
No,
You
yeah,
do. I've
yeah,
watched it
yeah.
as well. I've seen it. Myself, and you, Daniel, have discussed it in the past. I think we chatted
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
Echo.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Ekow.
First blunder official.
Oh, I've been caught. Anyways.
Yeah, you have been.
Anyways,
Instead,
so
whoopsie.
whoopsie, as in seriously. So basically, we do
Yeah.
this thing. I mean, which you probably have caught in that anytime we blunder, we insert a big whoopsie inside there, and it's so I'm going to get one. I was trying to be perfect, but I lost it.
Yeah.
So I think
We
okay,
just
this one. No,
okay,
you
go on.
ask this one, Shola, because I think it's more in the slice and the emotion side, and it's
Oh, I was actually gonna skip that, but actually he's kind of answering that already. I was because you see Uforo here. Anyway, let me not dive into
Hey.
that. But
yes.
can you whatever? Are you as you said you're expanding your the types of
Horizon.
anime you watch, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're getting more and more into the more emotional type of animes or when you watch an anime, can that get you kind of crying or anything like that? Does it hit you emotionally when you watch some anime?
So I haven't cried in a long time, but the last time an anime was able to elicit emotions from me was when I watched I think maybe Jujutsu Kaisen. So there was this massive
Really?
flex. Yes. So there was this massive flex in it, and I got chills, like some goosebumps on me.
Okay, so when you say emotion, you mean emotion like what?
Good emotion. No,
Not
good
emotion
emotion.
like
Not no.
okay.
We're looking. No. If it's a good emotion, I have all of that all the
Yeah,
time.
we have all
No.
that. Yeah.
No, we're looking for the cry,
For the gut
sadness,
wrenching,
the
oh
one
my gosh,
the one that you're like, oh, you're sad.
like when you hear somebody major died, that kind of Jiraiya type level,
your stomach
Asuma
churns.
levels.
Yes. Have you ever had that?
No, I've never had that.
You never had that. Okay.
I'm not alone in the world. It's always nice to know I'm not alone in the world because
Whatever.
Our last guest, Angela, just made me.
He was on my side. Yes. We were like,
on her
some
side.
of those things
then
happen.
What made you guys cry?
I don't.
Oh,
so it's Jola.
many.
Jola
Okay.
can give you a list.
Okay, let me ask you one. You obviously we're going to get into it later as well, and we'll soon wrap this up. But Studio Ghibli has a lot of moving stuff. Have you seen Grave of the Fireflies?
Yeah, I've seen Grave of the Fireflies.
Did you feel nothing there, though? Like,
okay, so I
that
didn't
is
cry.
heavy.
I didn't cry, but I really felt morose and sad.
Yes, it's very sad and very depressing.
And that happens
I think
to
it's
me as
about
well.
the World War, right? And
yes, the war. Yeah. Yes.
I don't really like watching children suffer. So
I don't either. I've only watched that once, and I'm not going back. Like it's not a movie. It's not a movie. It's not an anime you watch more than once. You see it once and you leave it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
No, I didn't cry, but I felt something, of course.
But you felt something. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, there are others. They get me. Most recently, the Mugen Train Demon Slayer movie. That got me. Okay. Even though I knew what was gonna happen because I read the chapter in the manga. Yeah, but when it happened, I was like, oh my god. I was like, wow.
That was yeah, go on.
Uforo.
What yeah.
I was asking if you also saw the Mugen Train.
Oh, I did. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. Though, because I kind of had a peek into it, and I don't think I had a peek from the manga. I don't know where.
Are you sure? Wasn't it both of us that had? Okay.
No, I know it wasn't. I don't know where I got the peek
from.
It wasn't for the manga.
You know what I did?
I really
because I knew he was going to die, I skipped that part.
You did! That's cheating, you know. Okay. Wow.
That's cheating. Okay, I think we want to wrap this up.
Yeah. We'll just go with the two this or that ones. So
Yeah,
you
so
take one and
no,
I'll take the other.
I'll just give one quickly. Anime waifu.
Is Nikaido for sure. Nikaido in Dorohedoro.
Oh,
Really?
you know that's actually a good one. You know,
Yeah.
really
you are saying
interesting.
it's a good one when you don't have one or you can't even fathom
I
one.
chose.
Who did you choose?
Who did you
Please.
choose?
Did I say
We have to.
Ezra? Did I say Ezra?
No, you didn't. We talked Erza actually. We talked about it. You didn't pick anybody, Jerry.
I said
You didn't
Ezra.
pick
I'm sure
anyone.
I picked Ezra. I can
You did
swear
not.
that I
Okay,
picked
Jonah,
Ezra.
what if I choose Rachel from Tower of God?
No.
I would have to
Hell
ask you,
no.
are you kidding me? She's like one of the most hated people ever.
There is nothing nice about Rachel.
No.
Oh no. I would kill anyone that liked Rachel. I would literally kill them because seriously, no.
No.
But
Okay.
I actually liked Rachel when it started because of the main character simping for her.
Did you
I-
wait? Did you
No,
did
but
you
that's
read?
part of what
Wait,
annoys me. The boy is annoying.
Did you read before the whole thing came out? Did you read Did you read manual?
Yes.
Did you read the
Yes,
webtoon? Okay.
I had
Now,
read the webtoon.
Now, me too.
I
I'm even waiting for the new ones because the guy has gone on a seriously long hiatus, and I don't know if he's ever coming back. But I hated Rachel from the gip. Like seriously, from the moment Rachel was introduced, I don't even mean when she even brought her bad side out. I mean from the day she came and I saw the protagonist pining for Rachel. I hated that
acting
relationship.
like a buffoon.
Yeah.
I always
Anyway, he's a
hate-
buffoon normally anyway.
I always hate
Okay.
a relationship where the protagonist is weak because of something
Of one person.
one person that kind of like he
Takes
that
advantage.
person, all sense is lost, all thinking is lost the moment that person is involved. And I think I hate those relationships. I hate it even in parents, like when you have a child protagonist and they pine for their parents that way. Hate it with siblings. I just hate that losing sense.
So can I defend Rachel before she became despicable? So I'm trying to defend her now. So when you start watching the anime, Rachel is like Bam's sister figure or somebody Bam looks up to, and he thinks of Rachel as somebody who will always be there for him and protect him. So when Rachel abandons him, it sort of pulls you into the plot because maybe there's something more important than looking after this kid. And that is how I felt going in.
Really?
That's a
I
reach
didn't even.
for me. That's
it's a reach. See, I didn't feel any of that. I'm like, guy, get some sense,
No,
babe. Go and die. Like that's
before they
that's
reveal the plots. That's what you'd assume before the plot.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
I never even assumed that.
I think coming, which we're going to get into your article, but reading your article, I can see how it is easy for someone like you to try to see a little bit more than what maybe the authors or the artists or the storytellers were trying to tell us, because I feel you're always trying to peek behind the mind and then maybe later you realize, because I think from the beginning what they showed was this guy was abandoned by this babe and he came into Wahala to look for her. That's all. Literally, that's all they showed. And then
he only went there because of her.
Before they revealed
and he saw
that,
her like 3 episodes and she ignored him.
Exactly. And before they revealed, there's no sister figure, bro. I mean, even the way, what's his name? The guy that likes Bam.
The friend Kun, no, not the Kun.
Kun and Guerrero. Kun. Yeah. Even Kun showed more emotion to Bam, like literally, and even
of course
showed more protection from the beginning. From the moment he met, like it took me to the whole Hunter x Hunter thinking, but just that Gon's father is even is not as bad as Rachel. Why I say even though Gon's father is horrible, and wait, what I'm trying to get to, Gon's father seems like he's playing a game with Gon. more than Rachel seems like she's playing a game with Bam, because they both have abandonment issues, and those two characters are quite similar in the sense of Gon and Bam have Killua and what's his name, and Kun. Imagine same KK, Kilo and Kun, and they both are like killers. Their assistant characters are both like assassins per se, and like are really really strong, but like all about protecting the innocence of
people that they want to.
And Bam. And then
that innocence.
And both of them are looking for someone that does not really care about them.
That doesn't give two shits. It's not even just care about. They don't give two shits.
But for Gon's father just seemed like he liked the game. He's gotten to the point where he liked the hunt more than his son. So his whole 100%. His whole thing was like, you're not strong enough for me to talk to you. So,
which makes it worse because that's your son. At least Rachel, they didn't bond them together.
But Rachel just seems like, I don't even care. Like, it's not, whether no matter how strong, I hate you, I don't care about you, you disgust me. And obviously, if you haven't read the manual, but if you read the manual, you would understand why Rachel hates Bam so much. Like,
I haven't got
so much. Far. Because the whole review, but she knows a lot more.
Is indefensible, in my opinion. God's father is worse. You can't abandon your son.
Okay. So I'll give you the next icebreaker that we have for you. So this is quick. Would you say subs or dubs?
Can I say both?
No.
Really? Okay. I mean, sure, you can. But are you saying? Okay. But I would want you to say which one you prefer. You have to prefer one.
Definitely.
You have to prefer
subs. Subs. But the reason why I'm saying dubs now is because now as I work or as I am eating or as I'm doing something,
it makes it easier.
I have to watch the dub anime, and I watch Pokemon anime. I can't listen to.
Well, I don't blame you for that.
Pikachu call him Pikachu, or like calling the Pokemon their Japanese name sound
weird. No, with those ones, they're highly Americanized, so I don't blame you for watching it in dub.
It's too mainstream. It's too mainstream to
so
not
I can understand that.
So I can get that as well. The next question would be manga or anime. But based on your article, I can have a feeling. But manga or anime?
Definitely manga. But I would always watch a good anime. I would. Yeah. So I won't watch Black Clover, but I read.
But we'll get
into that. We'll get into. See how both of us just stopped him.
We'll get into that. Let's not give everybody too much yet. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Is that
we'll just for the icebreakers. And this week, guys, I don't know. We don't have a lot of headliners. You guys know we always go in with the headlines like a lot. We only have a few this week, and I would say most of that is because of, as we probably all know, E3 was going on for like the past week. So most of that was E3 stuff. So with that in mind, we just have a few headlines. And before we mention E3, I'll just say my first headline is that John Wick added the actor from Mortal Kombat who played Scorpion, and his name is Hiroyuki Sanada. I love that guy.
That's
very
good.
cool.
That's really good.
That's
really good. That's really
and we don't know what part he's playing, but he's gonna be in John Wick. So I'm like, and I watched John Wick Part 1 last night on TV. So I'm like,
So we go into the next one, which is E3. Now, Jola doesn't have any thoughts on E3. And I'll say Jola doesn't have any thoughts on E3.
What do you mean I don't have any thoughts on E3? See this guy.
And this thing, you don't mind me because Sonny was
Sonny wasn't there. I don't have a lot of thoughts on it. All I will say before we dive in, whatever. What I will say is I saw something funny about E3. So I would say this, I'll read it out and then you guys can tell me if you agree. It was on one of these websites they were talking about E3. So they said
Sony fanboy websites.
No, it's not. Whatever.
Okay, go.
Oh, actually, this was meant to be one of my icebreakers. Damn.
He's PC though, so you can imagine. He uses
Yeah.
Oh,
PC.
you are not Xbox or PlayStation. You are PC. You just want to be
Yeah,
So
Switzerland
that means he would lean
Master
more
Race.
to the Microsoft
to the
side.
Xbox because of that.
I actually want Game Pass. I can't get Game Pass in Ghana.
Oh, look at you. But if you were to pick one though, based on maybe games and things, forget Game Pass. If you were to pick one, Xbox or PlayStation, or got you, if you were to pick one, just based on the repertoire
my
of games or
first
something.
console was a PlayStation.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all I've heard. That's all I've heard. Thank you. Let me read. Let me read. I don't want to hear anymore. Thank you, PlayStation.
Wow. See.
Okay. Sorry. Go on.
But no, it's fine.
That's why I said forget the service. I'm just saying the repertoire of games.
Forget first game.
Okay. PlayStation was your first game. Fine. But you wanted to say something.
No, but like so I am biased toward PlayStation.
See, I was right. I was right.
Can I say something? But for the fact that you are biased towards PlayStation, and then at the end of the day, wait, now listen. At the end of the day, you have dumped PlayStation. You're on PC. You're about to get Game Pass. Come on, it's over.
Let me just tell you. Look, let me just say
no,
this.
like I'm a fan of good games, so I don't really mind if it's PlayStation or Xbox. Like
Switzerland,
as long as it's a good game.
Yeah,
Switzerland.
Okay, fine.
We'll keep you in the middle.
Switzerland. Sure. So let me just read this. So, what was said was whether it was the big announcement failing to land, expected showcases not materializing, companies showing next to nothing new, or the seemingly endless stream of filler. E3 found new and exciting ways to disappoint almost everybody.
Oh, what about the Xbox showcase?
That's a lie.
You don't agree then?
Completely. That's literally why I said, was it a PlayStation fanboy website?
No, it wasn't.
I know it's not. But I'm trying to say why I said that because I'm not even trying to. I know I'm biased to Xbox. I know I'm completely biased to Microsoft. I'm not even trying to lie. But at least Ekow is here to say, as a Switzerland person, and just initially has just said, oh, he would PlayStation and no bots. I think he can say it. Xbox Bethesda showing
was good.
If we used to talk about E3 in the past, and then we always had the argument, because in the last few years, whenever E3 happens, there's always the argument of, did Xbox do better, did PlayStation do better, and sometimes there's a comparison in previous cases, and for everyone that saw the Xbox Bethesda showing to say this is the best one they've ever seen.
Yeah.
This is so it's not. I'm not even trying to say, oh, they're trying to compare it with PlayStation
Nintendo.
Because there was nothing.
Oh, sorry.
This one they're comparing to previous Xbox ones, and the previous Xbox one we could try and fight with PlayStation one. So anybody that writes they didn't show anything, unless they're talking about other games, is kind of biased. Because because they also missed not seeing PlayStation, so they just kind of said that. But
it's not even the first time. PlayStation in the last 2 years haven't been at E3. They just do their own thing.
I'm just saying that, but there is nobody that I've read things, whether it's on different sites, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on everywhere, whether it's even PlayStation fanboys even being pissed that some games are not coming to PlayStation, and they are wishing that those games. There's that one game that I can't even remember. I don't remember the name, but I have to find it at some point. And it's showing.
Is it the one that Bethesda said sorry is not coming to PlayStation? Because there was
the one that I sent to you. The one I sent to you that Hideo Kojima. Is it Kojima? Silent. Is it Silent Hill? I think
no, not Silent Hill. Is it?
No, not Silent. No, is it Silent Hill?
There was something you sent me. I can't remember. Yeah,
I sent you a picture of one, and it was the one that every like enough PlayStation people are being like trying to say it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, but I don't think it is. Like, and they're kind of pissed. Starfield, yeah, Starfield.
Oh,
Yeah,
Starfield.
Starfield.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
so you guys really enjoyed E3 then?
it was
I
really
enjoyed
good.
Xbox Showcase.
That's his showcase, Xbox showcase. I don't know about
Ubisoft
the
was
rest.
mediocre for me.
And how did
I
you
don't.
find Nintendo's and all the Smash Brothers, all the
Nintendo
Breath of the
was
Wild,
Nintendo
blah
was
blah
also
blah?
just Nintendo was just there as
I
well.
mean,
So
Breath
that's
of the Wild 2 was something I'm looking forward to. So
Okay.
yeah. I
but
don't know if it's going to be called Breath of the Wild 2, but
No, it's not. I don't know.
expecting
I
it's
don't
not.
know
I don't
too.
think so either. I don't think so. But I can say for a fact, and I'm not even trying to. I know I've already flogged the issue, but Halo, that game
I
looks
actually, the funny
great.
thing. The funny thing. I'm very whatever here. I've never been big on Halo. I don't know why.
Because I
I've
don't
played
think
it, but a long time. But I've
that's what
never
I'm
been
trying to
big on it.
say.
So even when I watched the video, I was like, okay, yeah, it looks alright,
No,
but
because I
it
think
didn't do me
you need to kind of
be
get
into.
really, really into playing Halo
Yeah,
from
yeah.
and really, really
From
becoming. You have to become a fan of Master Chief. It's not even about Halo. It's about Master Chief.
my
So the
Master Chief poster.
you see,
okay,
Can you see Master Chief?
I can
as I
see.
said, the moment you're a fan of Master Chief, now all the Halo games that have not really done so well has not been Master Chief centered. So anything that has not done so well has not been Master Chief centered. It's been like maybe they went into a whole different kind of storyline. But Halo has brought it back. They've come back to proper Master Chief. Not only that, this one that is coming out looks absolutely beautiful because in the previous E3, Xbox has shown something like Halo and the graphics looked awful. So everybody was like, oh, it's going to be crap. They were using it to this. And then now this one, they kind of showed the thing. And what we saw was a beauty upon a beauty. Then every other game that was coming out, that all the other games coming out, they were all looking like they looked crisp. They looked so good. They all talked about, and then obviously cloud gaming is one of the best things that you ever really see these days because that means Xbox 360, Xbox One, everybody
You'll
can
be able
play
to
whatever,
play.
whatever it is. Then
Yeah.
it's not just then it's about they just make it kind of fixed for the
Yeah,
then they are trying to
and
update the
just to
games
chip
as
in
well.
something, Otto, gaming is a very expensive hobby.
For it
That's
is,
fine.
and it's getting more and
No,
more
no.
expensive.
Yeah, so if we have a service like that, I think it's good for everyone.
And
Everyone with good internet.
yes, with good internet.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I mean if you have internet enough to download something overnight, let's just put it like that.
True,
Let me
but
not
do you
say
know? But the other problem is you have good internet, but then the internet is expensive. We don't have good
yes, but
good how do you put it?
download speeds.
No, not the
Bandwidth.
speed. No. Like the amount you have to pay is stupid for a limited amount of data
I don't
get.
disagree with
Basically.
that, but
Not unlimited.
I think Ghana is kind of different because I think their data is slightly better than the way Nigeria's offerings are. But outside of that,
for I don't know how much 400 CDs is in, but I think it's not that expensive.
yeah,
Okay.
and
it's solid internet, like unlimited stuff.
For unlimited,
they have unlimited. They do have. When I went to Ghana, I used internet.
So it's about 28,000 naira for unlimited internet.
And they don't cap it after a while. They don't cap because that's always the trick. It's unlimited for a while, then they cap
after 500 gigabytes or something.
Oh, that's mean. 500 gigabytes.
But can I say something now? But that's good enough. Why I'm saying
no, but games these days are like how many? You download how many and it's done.
But that's what I'm trying to say. What I'm noticing. Sorry.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. No, Call of Duty is 100 and something.
Exactly. That's one.
No, but wait. How much now? 28,000 naira. Yeah. How much would you spend to buy a Call of Duty game? 28K would not be enough for a Call of Duty game. Would it be? I'm not sure.
When it first comes out now, no. I think when games come now, they're like 30K.
I'm not, obviously Call of Duty is not Game Pass, but I'm trying to say 28K will not be enough for Call of Duty. Now let's take it a little bit back. Now, most of the games, I have the latest gen now, and mine is not a big console in the sense that it doesn't have big memory. But a lot of games I'm seeing, I don't know whether they started shrinking the sizes or something, but recently, what I'm downloading now, the thing I was downloading before was bigger. I don't know, I'm not quoting it, but I'm trying to say all of a sudden I'm seeing things that I thought were 80 gig at 45 or 60 gig or something, but that's not even the case. I'm trying to say how 500 gig you can fit about 10-50 gig games inside, so maybe 500 gigs.
500 gig is really small.
It's small.
I'm not saying it's not small. I'm trying to say how many games you can download.
You can use it for.
Okay. So you can download about let's say 7 games. Let me say 7 games, 500 gig. Now, if you have that 28K has given you 500 games. I mean, sorry, not 500 games, 7 games. Now you now get your other 28 gig. You now get your other not so small. 50 gig is not that small. It's not small. A lot of games. I mean, what's the name? What's the name of this game? Grand Theft Auto, which is quite big, is 80 gig. So a lot of games are not so small. I'm just trying to say, so that's why I put it at 7. 7 to if you download 7 games, then you get another 28 gig, and you just, if you want to play online, but those downloaded 7 games are on your console. You don't really have to worry about any other thing and just play them. Then after you finish playing all of them, you can wipe them off and go and download another 7 games again and play them. I'm trying to say Game Pass has really pushed. And I think I know that Sony is fighting themselves. I know from where I'm sitting down that they're fighting themselves, but I know that in the next 2 years, they're trying to not do it because they're trying not to admit
that they have to move to a form of cloud gaming, Xbox Pass type thing. Because they've really not wanted to all this time. Even the other one, the service they have that is like streaming is not their main. But they're gonna have PS now. It's not their main thing. They're gonna have to eventually do it.
But the longer they stay not admitting that Game Pass is all that, is the only way, like it's the real way. I know you have a problem with it, but I'm trying to say the longer they stay, the more obsolete they become. Because what's going on is that they're going to lose it. They're losing a lot. This is what happened with BlackBerry. BlackBerry felt like BBM should not go to other devices, but stay on BBM only, on BlackBerry only.
Sony games are coming to PC.
They are moving more of their games to PC. Yeah,
they are.
I actually got Days Gone recently.
Days
Gone, they're coming to PC. So they've already started trying. They've already started testing the waters on opening some of their world to PC. But I'm trying to say they have to even do it quicker than this, because, like I was talking about BlackBerry stayed with BBM, did not give it to all the other devices when they should have. WhatsApp came, overtook everything,
and left them behind,
and then put WhatsApp on BBM in BlackBerry, and all of a sudden BBM now released it to everybody.
When nobody cared anymore,
and everybody was now on WhatsApp. So before you know it,
of course. Of course, I mean that's not going to happen to Sony, but I get what you mean.
It cannot happen to Sony, but I'm trying to say like they need to
catch and do their own
now that people have not moved, because it is now I'm seeing a lot of people online that are Sony fanboys and people saying they are fanboys and fangirls saying they are going to get PlayStation and they're going to get Xbox because of the Game Pass. So we're about to go into our main content. Guys, I know you enjoy a good argument between Jola and myself, but and we can't spend the whole day arguing in front of our guests. It's not a good way to be. So
we'll move on to our main content, which is our guest wrote this lovely article called
lovely article,
The Nostalgic Resurgence of Shounen Anime. And if you can tell us a little bit about why you wrote it and just a little bit about it before we then break it down.
Yeah, so I think it's more like a personal essay, and what I noticed was that a lot of my friends were telling me they've stopped following Fairy Tail. They are no longer watching One Piece. And I realized that it's just because we are growing and we don't have enough time anymore. And something I also noticed was that even though there are some long-running anime, and like Dragon Ball, I observed that a lot of my friends were not really talking about Dragon Ball Super anymore, even though they were aware of what was happening, Jiren and all those things. But it's like at some point they were getting fed up with all that power scaling. So I also felt that way, of course. And when I started watching new anime like Tokyo Revengers, some of the ones I've talked about, Demon Slayer and all these new anime, I realized that these are really good animes. Like they are changing the battle shonen formula. They are trying to make it appeal more to this generation. So I observed that even though we have big fans of One Piece, people who watch every episode weekly. Oh, okay. Yeah.
We are big fans.
Yeah. I also noticed that some of my friends were going back to watching all these new anime that we have. So
of course,
I felt that, anime is making a good comeback and it's getting a lot of people to become more interested. So that's like the main reason why I wrote this piece.
Okay.
But when you say,
sorry. I wanted to first say, guys, we're gonna have to post this article somewhere. We're gonna put it on
we'll
Twitter,
put the link in the
we'll put
show
the link
notes
somewhere, or we'll
stuff.
put it in show notes. We'll just put the link everywhere because you need to read this article. It's beautifully written, first of all. So Ekow, very well done. Secondly, you were just talking about a lot of things, and there's some things on that article that hit home for me.
Yes,
Number one.
Okay.
Say what you want to say before we go into that. Say what you say.
Okay, sorry. Because you said recent anime is bringing back. You make it sound like maybe anime went somewhere or people went out. You agree that it went somewhere? Maybe
anime lost a step to a certain degree, but can you
though?
Okay, Ekow, answer that, then I'll say what I want to say.
Okay, so I think I have to make something clear. So we have ardent fans like you guys, of course, and we have casual anime watchers, and we also have like people like me. So I am not as hardcore as you guys, but I go to I take the next step to read manga, and a lot of casual anime watchers don't do that. So I like to
You're hardcore enough. You're hardcore enough.
I think so.
I think you're hardcore enough. And reading that article, you're definitely hardcore enough. But
I like to stay in the loop concerning what is happening in anime. So like right now I have a Shounen Jump subscription and Crunchyroll subscription.
You're more hardcore than us.
Nice. we don't have Shounen Jump.
I just want to stay in the loop.
No. You're very, very hardcore. Please don't call yourself a casual fan. You're not even close. You're literally at the border. You're not even at the borderline of the edge. You've almost exceeded hardcore. You're almost jumping into the next level that we don't know exists. Maybe insanity. But I will say this now. What do I mean by anime lost a step?
If you say lost a step in that their quality dropped, sure, but not.
That's what I mean.
Okay,
that's what I mean.
Okay.
That's what I mean. I mean, like coming from Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, and some of the other things that happened. Coming from that, what did I notice? You would see that it was so difficult for us to get something like that back again. Yeah. We spent a long time watching this, watching that, trying to find. And I think that was also part of the discovery phase of what really introduced us to, like, we mentioned it earlier, the thriller animes,
we were always looking for the next
We're always looking for the next Naruto, for the next Bleach, for the.
Yeah.
I mean, One Piece was ongoing, so we can't really say the next One Piece.
Next
But we're
one.
always looking for something like Naruto and Bleach that it was battle. You laughed when you needed to laugh. You did something when you needed to do it. But it was always that we were looking for that anime. And in searching for that anime, obviously we got more mentally developed. Outside of that, we also were watching TV shows, maybe watching movies and all that, which also helped your capacity to collect a lot more information that is different. So carrying that experience from all of that and bringing it back into the anime world while we are still trying to, because we three love anime. We do love anime. We can't say we don't. So maybe carrying that experience, carrying that mindset, carrying that ideology, and then coming back to watch anime, we started watching more. And that's where our world started expanding. So we started seeing thriller, we started seeing sports, we started seeing some other things because we were actually missing something in our world, which was the Naruto's and the One Piece.
By the way, how will you classify Food Wars?
Food Wars.
I haven't seen Food Wars, but I'm very curious. People love Food Wars, though they has etchy.
I've seen it. I'll actually tell you that I've seen season 1, I believe, and I watched it a long time ago. I've not gotten to season 2. I don't even think I finished season 1. I would say it's an interesting anime. It's a good watch because it gives you.
So I've heard
that battle feeling.
Yeah, it has
even though it's food. Yeah. Even though it's food. So but it's the same way they did Kuroko. It's about basketball, but you feel they're doing Rasengan.
Kuroko is completely different because Kuroko is still a fight per se. Like in this.
But that's what I'm trying to say. It's a sports, but they make it seem like you are doing fireballs.
What I'm trying to say, why I say Kuroko is slightly different is because of it's this kind of adrenaline competition. So you still have this full sports elements, which can really capture the battle. But this is cooking. You're not meant to be doing Surya as you're cooking and all this kind of things.
But that's what they turn it into, right?
Then someone will eat, and then someone will taste something and become naked immediately.
And I heard, I'm like, really? The food is that good?
But I think, and I say it again, because I don't know, Ekow, did you watch Toriko at all? If you ever saw Toriko.
Gosh, yeah.
Toriko. Now, Toriko.
Who first tried to get me into Toriko?
Don't even get into it. Toriko was one of those animes that is weird as well.
They tried to combine.
They tried to do the One Piece thing as well, and I think it's the same around the same studio or something. But they tried to do the same thing as well. But anyways, what my point is that in trying to fill in the gaps that we had missing from the Naruto's and the One Piece, we opened our world. And that opened our world to looking at more than that. But we still had that piece missing because every time we saw an anime that had an inkling to something like that, we attached immediately. We tried to watch it, but then it was like, it's not the same. We attached
when you speak of this deep, you're also speaking specifically more so towards shonen and not the other genres.
But because shonen is
like battle shonen.
Shonen is like shonen for the three of us, and maybe, but I believe for the three of us, shonen is like that's what the love. That's what you got. That's what got you into anime. That was the love. That was what really got you into anime. Like yesterday, I saw on Netflix Samurai Champloo. And I literally just played it.
Have they put it on there? I searched for it the other day. I didn't see it. I searched for it the other day.
And I just pressed play. And I looked and I just started hearing the hip hop beat. And I said, oh my God, I need to watch this. I just pressed for that.
Seriously? Wait. I searched for that thing. I didn't see it. Maybe I did. Okay, I'm going to check it again.
I was I literally just told my missus that I said, I just need to press play. And so that it will come up in what I am watching, then I'll come up and sit down and chill and watch this thing because they showed the preview. They showed, when your nephew is hovering and they literally just showing like sword fights and I'm like, Samurai, I was buzzing. But yeah, I think the whole point I was trying to make is that there was a drop, but I think they are trying to bring it back. And just like Ekow echoed in his article, we can see that happening with a lot of recent things. I mean, we can see that they're trying. It's not so much like there's like 20 odd animes that are doing it because it's difficult to really get. Yeah. It's difficult
and to get it well.
It's written together. I mean, Fairy Tail was supposed to be the one that got it, but they failed.
Yes, because you mentioned that in your article too. Because you talk about Nakama power. Power of friendship, and that was what Fairy Tail was about.
We call it Nakama power. We call it Nakama power.
Okay. Yeah, power of friendship. Yeah.
Yes, and it was too much. They didn't train. It was power and friendship that made them strong, and that's ridiculous.
You talk the bad guy into loving you. You say, "Oh, you used to feel this way before," and all those kind of things. But you know what? One thing that you hit in your article that I really, really like, it was the point of. That one, there was one Piece point. I mean, it pained me to read it. But,
yes,
but he's right.
That was he's right. No one. Okay, go on.
The one about it pained me to read it, but I say he's right because I stopped watching One Piece, but I continued reading. So that happened a lot of times. That there are so many animes that it's not like they were not going on. Even Naruto at some point.
Yeah,
I never. I can tell you for a fact I've not finished watching Naruto.
But by the way, yes, I've also not finished watching Naruto. But did you notice that the quality in Bleach fell after Aizen was captured?
Yes. It fell long before that. It had dips and highs. It had highs and lows.
But the moment Aizen was captured, that was really the end.
Oh, you mean the first part? The first time.
End of Bleach. Yeah. No, when they captured him and they kind of really like when Aizen was no longer the proper bad guy. That was the end of Bleach, like literally.
Sure, Bleach but he had problems before then. But yeah. Sure, of course. But
I was just trying to say, like, a lot of times we found out, okay, when we got into these animes, the thing was like cocaine. It was like we were just taking it every time. We were just drinking sugar rush, whatever it is. Then after some time, because we got to the point where they've gotten to the most recent, we couldn't hold ourselves. We said, no, let's go and read the manga. We continue reading manga, but we're always, anytime a new episode comes out, we watch it. But then at some point, it's like there was a real disconnect between the manga and the anime, where the anime quality wasn't as good as the manga is.
Is this One Piece you're talking about?
All of them, not even just One Piece, all of them. A lot of them. I know there's the whole manga and where you know the thing before you know, but sometimes you read it and you want to watch it. Like in your head, you know you want to watch this thing. But I'm trying to say that disconnect happened because of maybe fillers in anime as well were so annoying.
Naruto is the problem with that. That was the problem.
Even One Piece has fillers as well. They were so annoying.
Very few. The fillers never bothered me much with One Piece.
One Piece, I don't know. I think the thing with One Piece is that maybe they kind of extend the episodes. So I don't know if you notice, but
they do it. They do it. They make it long. They make it longer than the manga made.
Yeah, they don't want it to ever meet the manga. The manga,
No. But that's even different. But they make like now. How long did it take? What's his name? I keep forgetting. The second, the son, the one that he for the Mochi guy. What's his name?
Oh, Katakuri. That one is the worst. Yes.
How long did it take that fight to happen? In the manga, that fight happened a lot sooner. But the way they were jumping between
they drew it out and went through all the other stories. And so Luffy would punch Katakuri, then they go to meet somebody else.
And then we come back.
They drew that one out so much.
Luffy will smile. They'll stop. They'll move on. They'll come back.
Yes. And it was such a good fight if they had just compressed it so you can enjoy it properly. But they drew it out so much.
Given up the fight much later.
Luffy and Katakuri is supposed to be one of the best.
It is, but because of how they broke it up, you can't properly enjoy that fight. No, you can't be engrossed. That's the problem.
I would say something, myself and Jola in the previous episode, we chose our best arc from One Piece. I think it was the previous episode or the episode before that. It was. We chose our best episode, our best arc. I couldn't choose this Big Mom's arc. I couldn't choose this arc because of in every arc, whenever you're trying to choose your best arc, you kind of also zone in the best fights that you had in that arc. So it's one and the same because the arc is really good, but then one of the fights that were there have to be really good. So when you look at the CP9 fights, CP9 arc or NS Lobby, you think of
NS 7.
Water 7, sorry, you think of that whole fight between Luffy and the what's the fight his name
Lucci.
is Lucci, exactly. You think of Lucci. When you think of the other one, the one Alabasta, you think of Crocodile, you think of Luffy, you think of some fights that really happened that were really, really good. So, but in this arc, Katakuri fights this was supposed to be when I read these fights, I literally I had stopped watching One Piece for a while. I was reading it. I was reading the thing. This arc, reading it in the manga, was what made me go back to watch One Piece.
This is what made me go back to watch. I wasn't reading or watching either. I wasn't doing anything.
Reading that arc
just
was what made me go back and say, I need to watch this. Especially when he became when he did his final move, the Karazon one that he's bouncing and he's not bound man, the one that he's like a snake man or whatever.
Yes.
That whole, because when he went that upgrade in my phone, I was like, I was screaming, I was doing
yes. No, the whole arc is good. It's just how it's presented in the fight.
That fight has killed the whole arc for me.
I won't go that far. No, I won't go that far. For me, because for you, sure.
The arc was supposed to be a 9/10, let's just say, because it was supposed to be that good. But then because that fight did not happen, it dropped to a 6/10, an average good arc. For me,
doesn't even the conflict we are diving into the whole arc of One Piece. This is what always happens when we get into One Piece talk. Let's go back. Yeah. Okay. To go back to your article, because we're going One Piece is very dangerous. To go back to your article, you mentioned JJK bringing things back, right? Yes. So I'm going to assume you've watched the whole anime, right? You've watched the whole season, okay? Yeah. And you mentioned how it gives nods to a lot of the former big three, basically, mostly Bleach and Naruto. And where maybe I would say maybe where it helps improve this is that it's not going with the long running way those ones did. Like you had how many episodes before it starts? It's shorter, it's more compact, right? And so they try to give you more immediately.
4 manga chapters in one episode or something.
Exactly. Although some people complain about that because they feel it's too fast and they haven't. They kind of, when they want to explain, they give you an exposition dump immediately. So some people want you to drag it out a bit more. So they have to find that fine line between keeping it short and compact with how things are now, and still giving you enough time to feel more for these characters. So they have to find a fine line, but then they properly took elements from these beloved Shounen anime that we used to like.
They took the best parts.
The best parts. Right from the arts down to the abilities. And Ufora and I too have gushed over the fights. And in your article, you mentioned that particular first episode 7 fight with that volcano guy
so let me talk about that episode.
Yes.
So I was watching, you see, Satoru Gojo is like one of the best anime mentors.
The Kakashi of
Kakashi better than Kakashi. Because he has the strength to back it up.
And he's like the strongest guy in that universe, as far as
that we've seen. Yes,
that we've seen.
But the volcano head guy is also extremely tough because they sort of allude to the fact that these demons are not supposed to be able to speak, and it's like this volcano. I've forgotten his name, but the volcano.
Me too, I've forgotten it. Yeah,
the guy showed some extreme power, but Satoru Gojo went to bring Itadori in a split second. Like it's like it was so fast, and when you brought him,
like lesson time,
by the fact that this guy is dangerous, and he brought him to watch the fight, and they also do something interesting. I think their domain expansion, which is supposed to be like the end,
the killer move, the ultimate move,
the awakening or ultimate.
Yes,
move.
Like an awakening. Yes.
And the guy entered it, and he just blew it open. And the way I screamed, I was like, "Whoa! This character is like the best character."
And that's the first time they show his eyes, you know.
Yeah,
You know, they
that's the
kept
first
baiting
time.
us. Yes.
They can, you know.
They kept baiting us with someone like Kakashi where they never show his mouth. But this
Yeah,
one,
they
they
baited us.
eventually
They baited
showed it
us.
so
revealed
quickly
his
as well.
eyes.
I would
Yeah.
even,
Yes.
I would even add to that and just say in that whole anime we had flexing moments. And I want to add something you said in your article, which me and Jola have been talking about. And it said the thing is that you said the new shonen ones are making you not want to even bother reading the manga per se, like how the old
Yeah.
ones would do. Not for a bad
Okay.
reason, not because you don't want to find out,
Not
but
for a
because
bad reason.
you're enjoying it and you want to keep it here. You don't want
Yeah.
to take it away from here. Like you're okay here. Like this not is yes, you are hungry for more, but it's like I can't wait for this hunger because I want to
And you want
savor
to,
it.
and you want
I
to
want
see it play out because the
you want to
animation is
save
top
so
tier.
good. So and I think for me, that was a big moment. But for me, and I can never forget, we even posted it on our Instagram.
Yeah, here
My
we go.
biggest flex in that whole anime was the claps. When Itadori and the guy that was saying my best friend
My
though,
best
Todo.
friend.
My
and
best
Todo,
friend, yeah.
and the whole thing that he would just clap. And Itadori would just clap. That whole place, I literally watched that place like 4 times because I kept going back and like, this is just shonen at its best.
That whole arc was
Literally.
good. Even just the way they're fighting.
The
The
fight
whole
scenes, the
sequence.
By the way, who
tree thing
animated
took me-
Jujutsu Kaisen? I think
Mappa.
they
the
did
people
a
that the
splendid
same people
job.
that did Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan.
Season, no, only the
Because I
current
felt-
season of
Only
Attack
the
on
current
Titan,
season, yeah.
not the whole thing. Yes, it's
because
Mappa
I
Studio.
felt it was like CGI UFO table. Like
Really?
I felt
No,
the
I don't think
movements.
so.
No,
I don't think so.
I'm talking about that scene. So I felt
Okay.
the movements incorporated. I think UFO table has some unique way of animating their stuff. So I felt that okay, this must be coming from these guys, but everything was so swift, and they were able to blend everything together.
Let me tell you something. That whole scene took me to a Naruto scene. Literally, that tree scene. It took me to when somebody
Even the way
that
they
had
are
the tree
sliding
power,
over the
which
tree.
of the
Yes.
people that had tree power? I can't remember.
The teacher that came later. I can't remember his name right now. That he has the tree power, but he was helping Naruto hold back
and
his
literally,
powers.
I just saw the tree moving.
What do you call
Yamato.
him? Yamato. Okay,
Yamato,
yes, Yamato.
Yes, Yamato. And when I just saw the tree moving and the people, the way they were running on it,
Yeah,
I
yes.
literally just went to Naruto. I literally just went to Naruto. I said, "This is Naruto. This is just Naruto." The way the characters don't show completely when they are running, like their body is kind of shading off. Like the animation is not perfect, but you can tell like it's because they are moving at such a fast speed.
Yes,
I think shonen, which is something that is difficult to get, there's this. You have to get the drawing right, but in some fight scenes, there has to be a little bit of imperfection. Like it cannot be. You cannot
because you have to exaggerate things.
Our brain has to feel the rest. Like
sometimes if you just look at the art, you can feel a sense of scale, and also you can feel the speed that's in that particular scene. So if the animators are able to show that particular part where the artist is showing maybe a punch, you can actually feel it as you're looking at it. But if you're watching the anime, it will mean that there might be multiple frames for that scene. And I don't know how many frames they draw for art, but I think it should be like maybe 5 frames or something. And you're able to also envision that speed because they are using that same kind of art to animate that scene. Yeah.
Yeah. But which we bring me to this because you mentioned Ufotable people pronounce it in different ways, but you mentioned Ufotable in your article as well. So is it something you do? Do you look at the studio that has made the anime before you watch the anime, or is it by looking at the studio that you pick? You don't. Okay.
No, I just feel. So when you were talking about Jujutsu Kaisen, and that scene came to my mind, was like, okay, I think this might have been animated by Ufotable because I felt that there were a lot of similarities. I watched Demon Slayer Mugen Train maybe last week or something, and I know it was animated by Ufotable, so
it was.
I felt there's some semblance between them.
Right, I see.
I mean, it's possible because artists move a lot these days, so it's possible that they could have gotten
an artist that was there
before, and and also just. I mean, I just look at things, and there's some things you echoed in your thing. I want to bring it back because one of them is mostly Jola, the other one is mostly me. I have not finished watching Fire thing.
Oh, Fire Force.
I've not watched.
You didn't even remember the name. You said Fire thing.
I've not finished watching Fire.
I haven't finished season 2.
Why? Because I'm not trying to say like. I just felt like the story dropped. They just dropped the ball on the story, and you wrote that in your article as well. Like they took the drawing was really good.
The art is good, but the plot
art is good. The fight style was interesting and it was good because it's different.
Yeah, because it's explosive as well.
Explosive is different, and they still kept the martial art elements to it, and they kept the whole, when the power scene, and you're like really, oh my gosh. But then the story dropped, and I think that shows a lot with the kind of mindset everybody has these days, is that the story is actually quite important. I mean, I feel like I could have watched something like Fire Force a long time ago and not minded it, and I'll be like, oh yeah, good, fight. But the story is so important, and like someone like Jola and yourself, because that's why I kept telling her, you guys are the same. You both echo the voice of Black Clover, the main guy.
Oh,
the voice. Both of you hate the voice. I didn't even have such
today. I haven't watched Black Clover till today because of that. I am going to because I know it is good, but it put me off so much. And the bad thing is the voice is bad both in the dub and in the sub. The voice actor is terrible and loud and maddening in both, so there's no escape. You say you dub is bad, you want to escape to sub, you can't escape there because it's both bad. You just need to ignore it, sadly. But I'll still watch it. But it's the sad thing about Black Clover.
Expecting Black Clover to be like the next Naruto or something.
It's supposed to be.
People feel that way. People feel that way.
I still feel it really. No, do you know why I would say? And
I mean, Boruto was supposed to be the next Naruto.
No, Boruto could not do it. And I'll tell you
why. People are loving Boruto more and more.
I'm not trying to. I think if I watch Boruto now to the end, I'll probably love it more and more. But I think why Boruto is difficult to do it till, and you have to really, really get.
Oh yeah, we discussed.
Like you have to get stuck in, and we discussed in our previous episode because of Naruto.
Yes.
Literally. To put somebody directly under the same scope Naruto was kept under and try and tell a different story and make them attached to them when the whole Naruto is still alive,
it's still there,
and he's still the strongest, one of the strongest characters.
You feel like, why are you showing me this boy? I want
to see Naruto. I want to see Naruto fight. I don't really want to see Boruto fight.
I think the main issue people have with Boruto is when they
how they started
Naruto and Sasuke. They nerfed. They removed their powers.
I told you this.
Battling with ordinary people. I think that's the main issue.
Now, right now,
but they had to do it. They had to nerf them, which is
what we talked about.
Myself and Jola talked about. They had to nerf them because if they don't nerf them, the children cannot shine. It's like the starlights are already. We've literally gotten attached to the lights that are on Naruto and Sasuke's head. For how many?
And those guys.
So all of a sudden, in order for you to finish this, in order for you to do it, you have to like nerf those guys in order to make the other guys shine.
But that's not really good storytelling. If you are creative,
it's not
right. You should be able to come up.
It's lazy storytelling.
But it's the quickest way for them to move the focus off of them. And onto the kids, because now the kids have no choice but to be better and take over.
I'll just say this because if you take your time and write the story, you have to really, really write it, and that's a long story to get to really write them, to write those guys good and write these guys kind of a way. Or you would have just gone the easiest way, kill them before they even started Boruto, say they both died, or they are too old.
Yes, and then and use the pain of that death to give them, because the fact that even the kids grew up in a peaceful time makes it harder for you to be endeared to them. We already know the pain that Naruto went through.
They start with a conflict and they show Boruto.
What you mean the show Boruto?
Yes, the first.
It didn't start with a conflict.
No,
it shows you in
the. He's talking about the movie. Maybe the first movie you watch is the conflict. Then you now foreshadow.
They foreshadow. Yes, they foreshadow something.
Conflict.
Yes,
but when you start watching the anime,
but it wasn't enough.
Episodes.
Yes, the conflict they foreshadow is very small. Then when you start, the anime starts they are doing very stupid things, very childish things. And it put me off. I'm like, why the hell am I watching this? So it was bad. It was bad at the beginning. It's very silly things. Worse than them Naruto chasing a cat. Because even that made more sense.
Yeah, it's worse. And I think it would have even been
It gets
easier.
better. It gets better.
It gets better. I know
it would. I think it would have even been easier to do Bleach. Like do a new Bleach than do a new.
Well, they're working on some kind of Bleach stuff.
Why I say would have.
Did you watch Ben the Witch?
No, I didn't.
But you've heard of.
I've heard of it. Yes.
Yeah. So
no, I didn't.
Written by
the same.
Bleach, but I think is good, and I just
watched.
I think it's a short movie, but I think
you liked it.
Yeah, I liked it. I like the characters, and I liked that. I think the power system in the movie is also interesting. It's supposed to be.
I would like to say something. I would like to say, yeah. Sorry, I cut you off.
I
just literally because you said power system, so that's why I literally blanked. Sorry about that. But I wanted to just say something. Power systems that these new animes are doing is I really have to applaud them because they are thinking completely outside the box. Some of these animes are going outside of the norm with the power,
like who?
Powers thing, like what's the name? The one we would like.
Boku no Hero.
Yeah.
Okay. My Hero Academia. Okay.
The whole power system is completely different from the normal. If you look at Bleach, you look at Naruto, you look at all those, the chakra. I mean, One Piece has always been weird. Let's not go there. But I'm trying to say, like a lot of animes that followed all the rest, it's always that normal, easy to understand, not so weird, not so out of this world. But some of the new ones, like even looking at NNO Shobutai, which is Fire
Just
Service.
say Fire Force.
Fire Force.
And
then, but at least I got the name. And then
NNO Shobutai.
And then the other ones like Hero Academia and some other ones that are coming, the power is creative. I like the creativity that some of these people are doing, and it's like yes, that makes you attached to something new because you're trying to wrap your head around it, and you're like, and I like the way you like Decadence. Decadence was something else that I really, really enjoyed. I enjoyed Decadence.
I also enjoyed Decadence.
I'm gonna chip in here because I haven't seen Decadence yet, but Uforo has told me I should. But then the other thing that you mentioned in your article is you said Decadence is great, but you said you don't think it really got mainstream because you don't think the soundtrack was it didn't do it any favors. So that means, are you someone that thinks the soundtrack is very, very pivotal to taking the anime to like another level?
Yeah, that's how I feel. So I don't know, but personally I really enjoy good music soundtracks. So
I'm with you.
I know you
Uforo is bad.
I know you are a PlayStation guy, so I'm sure you know Bear McCreary's God of War opening song. Like that song.
Oh, okay, God of War soundtrack.
That song gives you chills. Like you really enjoy it. And for example, if you are watching an anime like Attack on Titan, and you hear the theme song. Like
look, we all joke. Not we all. Sorry, some friends and I always talk about how the song that goes Sasageyo is like an anthem, and when it's like if you imagine hearing that live, for example, a performance for that, I think you feel like you're in a cult. It'll be that bad. You just put your hand on your chest and you're gonna start singing Sasageyo. Like that's I I'm totally with you on this.
I think music is very important in movies. So let me just
Yes.
I like using examples, or else I won't have
Okay.
anything anchor my
Sure.
first one. So
Okay.
let's talk about an anime like Made in the Abyss. So if you're watching Made in the Abyss, it's a story about children, but it has a lot of adult themes. And
Okay.
if it's going to elicit emotions from you, it uses music, and the
Of
music is so
course.
beautiful. So you get pulled into the moment and you start. And of course, I mentioned that I don't like watching children suffer, but the moment you start
Yes.
hearing the music, something comes into you and you're
Hugs
like,
at you. That's why they
Yes.
pay them a lot of money.
moment is
Because
yes.
music
Yes.
is important.
Yes. The
I
music
don't
really
know.
sells
Has
it. Yeah.
anybody played Near Automata here? Near Automata.
No,
I
but
played
I
it.
want
I played
to.
it.
I
I
want
played it.
to. I
Why?
want to.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
I
lie. I
want
downloaded
to.
it because it's on Game Pass.
I
I
mean,
downloaded it.
Okay.
half
I
the reason
downloaded it.
why people like it is because of the music.
The
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 music.
music sounded
music.
side, but I don't know.
Okay.
I downloaded it and I said I was going to play it. I played it
My
mid.
main
I wasn't so happy, so I said I'll come back to it later.
I don't know what the soundtrack is like. I've heard that it's good, but my main
Yeah.
thing for wanting to play Neo Automata is because I know her character from Soul Calibur. 2B is in Soul
Oh,
Calibur, and I love
okay.
her design. I love her design. I love it.
Really,
So it
there,
sold me.
there,
I'm like, I want to play it. I want to play
there's a
it.
lot of there's a lot of cult following for um 2B. It's almost like
I'm not
the
surprised.
Resident Evil woman,
Yeah, the what's her name? The big woman,
Lady
Lady
Dimitri.
Dimitrescu. Yes, I'm not surprised. The
There's a
two
huge cult
B
following for
character
2B.
is good.
Yeah,
Yes, and the way she looks in Soul Calibur is she looks spectacular. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It's really good. So yeah,
Out
I
and the
of
enjoy
music there is
anime
moving. I
music.
know
I enjoy anime music. So
so
even
very
after
much.
watching the anime, I try to get those playlists on
I
Spotify.
do the
Yeah.
exact same thing, my guy. Like I am so loving what you're saying right now because the thing is, as I said it last time we had a guest, Uforo doesn't help me here because he doesn't feel it like I do. So I can't go crazy about it
I like
with
the
him.
music, but
I
I don't feel
can't.
it like she does. I like the
He
music, but
doesn't.
I don't feel it like
Yeah,
she
he
does.
likes it, but he doesn't feel it like I do.
I
It
think
really, for me, it resonates.
I prefer the music in the like they use the soundtrack, the fights or the moments.
Yeah. So I was saying that it's hard for me to. I know Uforo says he hears the music and stuff, but it doesn't sell him on it the way it does for me. And
I
you,
think I think for me it's the battle scene music, not just the
yeah, it's part of it though.
no, I get that. I'm trying to say those are my biggest things, the battle scene music. And I
I
don't
think
and
when you watch Bleach, they sort of program you to expect a battle scene
yes,
by
It's not
introducing
yes.
it.
only Bleach
That's
though.
it's not only
Not
Bleach,
only
everybody
Bleach.
does. I mean, this
Yeah.
Yeah.
one of the ones that you can never get out of your head. Well, Jola wouldn't know because she hasn't seen it. But I
I
think
haven't
you
seen
would have
what.
seen I'm coming, you would have seen it, Echo, is that it's the battle scene music for Ultra Instinct in Dragon Ball Super.
Uh,
That
Yeah.
thing, literally, if I'm walking anywhere and someone's with this dun, 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 I'll just turn and look. Literally, nobody can say anything because that moment when Goku is about to fight Jiren or he's fighting
Yeah.
Jiren and then gets into Ultra Instinct and that thing is
And
playing in the background,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
just know it's about
Exactly.
to go down. There's
down.
Yeah.
nothing else you're saying. And there are a lot of them that have those ones that sometimes they even play it to the character. So
Mhm.
they use some songs for some certain characters that are about to fight, and you know
Absolutely.
that person is coming in.
And it's that
They come into
person's
the
theme.
scene,
Yeah, they have like
Yeah.
themes for the characters.
which I'm
Yeah.
going to link back into Schneider's Cut, Justice League. He did that with a lot of all the characters in the sense that when is this person fighting, he
He
just
picks
plays
the
this
music from
song
their
for the
movie.
person, and it made it really enjoyable
Yeah.
because you went, especially Wonder Woman, because how one was very apparent. So when it was in,
No,
you're
no,
like,
no, no, no,
oh
no, no,
yes,
no, 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 no. Yeah,
you're like, something's about to
yeah,
happen. But yeah,
yeah, yeah,
um, so
yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I think we have to applaud these anime people a lot because there's a lot of work that comes into making you feel everything, inciting those emotions, making your brain this thing, making maybe goosebumps come out of your body.
Yeah.
Everything has to go
That
together.
doesn't happen quite often, but
It
they
doesn't.
manage to do that.
They manage to do
let
it.
me tell you this. With something like Naruto, you always know when they're about to bring something sad, especially early Naruto, not
Yeah.
Shippuden, because there was that loneliness theme. There was a loneliness theme that they used to play whenever they're talking about when he's feeling sad or that he grew up alone or his parents were not there. It was always there, and so things like that. Just the moment it comes on, it touches you, and there. So I'm glad I have more people. Unlike before, that does not let me be great because I cannot. Express
It's
this
all
love
right.
for music.
I would do better because of everybody around. I would do better.
Yeah.
Anyways,
but quick question for you, because we didn't ask earlier. Yeah, I know you mentioned it, but are you up to date on Attack on Titan? Ekow?
I'm up to date with the manga.
No.
Oh, you vote. Okay, no.
Just stop.
Okay,
we are only up to date with anime.
Let me tell you, I've started reading that. Let me just tell you. I'm just telling. I'm not telling you. I'm just telling you, letting you know. I told you I was going to do this because I can't wait. Whatever you want to do, I'm not spoiling it. I told you I won't wait till next year. I can't wait.
Nobody should say anything. It's all right. We thank God. Okay. We thank everybody. Thank you. Anyways, moving on from the spoilers, people that almost spoiled my life for me.
We weren't going to spoil it.
So we've come to the end of this segment. First of all, secondly, before we say thank you to Ekow for coming on, Ekow has he has a story he's writing or a fiction he's writing. So he just sent me a draft. I'll send it to the group, Jola, so that you can also check it out. So he's doing a little bit of writing. I don't think you've released it yet. Have you, Ekow?
No, it's not published.
So it's not published yet, but it's called The Conflict. It's called The Conflicted Engineer. So we will read it, and one of these episodes we'll talk about it. Was it a final draft or is it a final?
It's basically done. Yeah,
it's done.
I mean, if you have inputs, I'll gladly consider it.
Yeah, I'll send it to the group chat, the Anime and Opposites group chat. We'll check it out, and then we'll give a review. If we hate it, we'll say Ekow should go sit down somewhere. But
I beg.
But I doubt we'll hate it because reading your article was really, really lovely. So we believe that what you're going to write.
It was really good. Yes.
So yes. So we've gotten to actually before we get to the end, let's do the riders. So now, said earlier we're going to do the riders. Ekow is going to be a part of this. He's going to also give us the rider. Reading your article, I feel you have a great, and you mentioned it a couple of times, and I'm sure Jola would have picked it as well. I feel you have a great love for Bleach, and I believe Bleach is actually your best anime out of the three. If I was to put One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I just feel like your love for Bleach is actually quite higher than One Piece, definitely. Maybe with Naruto it might be there, but I feel it's higher than Naruto.
So is he right or is he wrong?
So I actually started rewatching Bleach, and I am enjoying it. I haven't tried to rewatch Naruto, and I never finished watching Naruto actually. So maybe I don't like Naruto as much.
So that answers my question, because even though you necessarily don't say it in anything, but you can pick the way you write and the way figures like back into the conversation.
Reference.
Yeah, so we decided that we're going to pick. Let's not lie. In the big three, Bleach is our list. In between myself and Chola, we put Bleach as
in the big three.
In the big three, we put Bleach as the third. So it's always
One Piece is number one.
One Piece is number one.
Let's just say
number two. Bleach is on there. But it's always good. But it's always good to meet someone that actually, because as much as we diss Bleach a lot, we love Bleach. Really love Bleach.
I mean, Aizen is my husband, though. I've said that. Many people, but Aizen is one of my husbands.
Yes, she has said it before.
He's the baddest of the baddest guys. You know,
so, I think his ability is also quite
cool.
So cool.
Yes. And even the voice actor for him is so like, oh my god, the voice was
Let's
amazing.
not go too much because Jola can go on about Aizen for the rest of this episode.
No, but his character design and everything. He's a very good looking character. So whatever. Anyway,
we're reliving Aizen already. So we're going to pick our best fight scene. Or one of our best fight
one of
scene.
Our
Let
best.
me not say best, because
and
if we pick our best, we
we
might all end up with maybe similar things. So
yes. Plus
I'm
it changes.
I'm going to give Ekow the start.
Best pick.
Yes. Best pick.
So what would
give us a fight, 2 fights? I mean, not 2 fights. One fight that happened between 2 characters, and it was one of your best scenes that you say, "Oh, yes,
that would be your rider, your recommendation."
That's going to be a recommendation.
So perhaps this is more recent, so I'm going to be more biased toward this scene. But Ichigo versus Ukiura, Vasto Lord Ichigo versus Ukiura. That's the
number 4 guy, eh?
Yes, the number 4. The number 4 is actually supposed to be number 1. So Vast. I liked his transformation from nerfed Ichigo to his holo transformation, then turning into Vasto Lord Ichigo and completely dismantling Ukiura. Ukiura is supposed to be one of the strongest characters. He can in Hyuko Mundo. It is like his abilities can destroy Hyuko Mundo, but this guy was absolutely beaten down by Vasto Lord Ichigo, which was amazing. That scene was really interesting.
Well, you can't kill the good guy right there and have the whole anime end.
I think they have plot armor, so
yeah.
To destroy the whole story.
It will. Yeah.
And then Jola, I'll give you second pick.
So you want to use me to think, Abby? I know you're true. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I'm doing this on the spot. I'm thinking
everything's on the
spot. So I will go with, and I suspect you may have wanted to do this. Mine is Ichigo versus Grimjaw, and he fights him twice. I like this. The first encounter where they're still on Earth. Yes, where Ichigo knew, my God, I need to level up. So that first encounter where he scattered Ichigo, that was sweet. Yeah. And then also in Huakamundo, where Ichigo finally, it killed him, but he managed to get there. Yeah. So yeah, that's mine. That's mine. That was really good for me.
Yeah. I mean, there was this scene. Anime writers are able to illustrate the power and skill. So Grimjaw threw some crystal object at a huge rock, a huge boulder, and the boulder blew to bits. And you threw 3 of them into Ichigo, and Ichigo sustained that amount of damage from Grimjaw. I think I also enjoyed that. Yeah.
Isn't that also when the baby is dead too? The one that she's an adult, but she turns to a baby. I can't remember her name. That former number 3. What was her name now? I can't remember her name. Anyway, I like her. Anyway, she's a good character as well. Sorry, Ufara, what's your rider?
I'm going to go with my guy, because I think he always gave me the feeling.
So not Uchigo, right? Not
Ichigo. He always
good.
Gave me
I thought about giving somebody else. Go on.
He always gave me the feeling in the whole of Bleach. Mm-hmm. It was. I felt like.
Please don't be Chad. It's not Chad.
So Chad is irritated. He always gave me the feeling he was like one of the best characters in Bleach. At the same time, I felt like when we got to really see him is when Bleach had fallen down. So when I mean got to really see him, got to see that all of his powers, Bleach was not really producing what they were supposed to produce.
Oh, the teacher.
Zaraki Kenpachi. No.
Oh, Kenpachi.
Everybody.
Would you say they showcased him at the first fight?
No,
even though
because
stronger than that.
Kenpachi actually got to even do his bankai and all those things. Bleach had fallen down.
Bleach had already.
Yeah.
So normally, because they had built him up, because he didn't even have. Is he called Sekai? What's the name of the first?
Shikai.
He did not even have it. So he never even got to do.
You don't want raw power.
Raw power.
and subdued power with iPad.
Power with iPad.
Without Bankai, nothing.
Without anything. So the build-up was mad, but when we now finally got to seeing his Sekai, seeing his Bankai, Bleach was already not so good. So I think they kind of downplayed it. They didn't do what they were supposed to do with him. So I'll go with Kenpachi versus Norita or Noriota. That was the guy that was number 6, I believe.
What does he look like? Remind me.
He had the horns. He was using many sweat weapons, and he had 4 hands.
Okay.
What was number 0?
Oh no, the guy with a hole in his body, right? And long tongue or something.
Yeah, that had a long tongue. Yes.
A big. Okay. That guy, very skinny.
That had
guy.
a big skinny guy. Yes. That's when Zaraki was like they were beating him, and he was like, like he now finally said, "Let me try and fight for the first time." And that was a fight that made me feel things like and it's funny that all of us all went, because I think Hyoken Mundo was one of the best anime acts
hands down. Yes.
I think it's very, very difficult to find any arc that in any anime that beats Hyoken Mundo arc. Very, very, because they were giving you fights back to fight.
They weren't giving you story. Even when they showed your favorite girl, where they didn't waste too much time on her.
There was no memory lane. There was no
memory lane. No flashback here. Even when they did small with the baby, it wasn't too much.
It wasn't flashback. even when they even brought in that irritating captain, the one that is like a scientist that took over from. Even his own fight was also good.
Okay.
The one that brings the big baby that is doing
the baby. That guy is such a weird guy. Yes.
But every single thing in Hyoken Mundo was perfection. When Ichigo fought number 2, the number 2, it was another sick fight. A whole thing like that.
It was really good.
And to think it was Aizen kind of that was really, really.
Oh, she's been pushing it from the beginning.
So this is why when after Hyoken Mundo happened and whole Aizen, that's where the drop kind of really, really started. Because they tried
you can't do something better than Hyoken Mundo.
And because I think the bad part is because, as you said, from the beginning of Ichigo, from the beginning of Bleach, it was that whole story. It was leading up to it from the beginning. We just didn't know that it had been leading up to it. And even when they start showing the holification thing, it was bit. It was all leading.
They tried to even make it bigger because they tried to lead us. I mean, just to finish on this, they tried to lead us into a bigger story because obviously we now later found out that the whole what's their name? The people that the Arrow people, Quincy's. Now they try to make it bigger because the Quincy story was supposed to be bigger than Hyoken Mundo's story because it is that's the real those are the real people that are against each other. The soul Shinigamis and the Shinigamis and this thing. Soul Society and Quincy, they're supposed to be each other. Ichigo's real grandfather, Ichigo's mother is a Quincy, his father is a this, the grandfather is the real this.
Everything.
They now decided to put everything in one. Then the thing where
he's not really a Quincy, his Zanpakuto is really a Quincy. Then they try to even link Inue's powers. They try to link Inue's powers and all the other people that had a little bit weird powers to
it became a mess.
They were trying to make it bigger than the Hyoken Mundo story, but they couldn't get that. So I think with that we have our 3 riders. So we will, and I think I think if I was going to go back and watch, I'll just go and watch from beginning and finish to Hyoken Mundo story and end there. That's all I'll just do because I think they build up to that, and that is.
You didn't even say in the middle. You may choose to skip the bounce arc. Depends on how you're feeling. If you're feeling generous, you watch it. If you're not generous, you just skip that part.
I skip the bounce arc.
Everybody should just keep it. So those are our riders. Now we can go to the thanks. Thank you, Ekow, for joining us.
Though I don't know if you have any plug for Ekow, is there anywhere you want people to come check anything or what you're writing? Are you posting anything you're writing right now, or you're only prepping stuff before you?
Oh yeah, I do have a blog, so it's called daniel.melfa.blogspot.com.
We're gonna post because that's where the article comes from. So we're definitely gonna post that as well. So guys, please, round of applause. Thank you, Ekow, for coming. Thank you for being a part of this. It's always lovely to go down the memory lane. And it was good to go down a different memory lane, that's Bleach and some other things as well.
Yeah.
It's always good to talk to someone that has insights into anime, proper insight.
Yes, always good to talk to somebody who appreciates anime music.
Yes, I was about to say that. Always good to talk to someone that also understands, the studio, some of the things behind just what we see, and tries to see into the mind of a much more deeper. So thank you so much for joining us. And,
thank you so much for having me. I also thoroughly enjoyed this conversation, and I hope that you also enjoy my short story.
Absolutely.
Once we read it, once we review it and praise you or destroy you, we'll probably bring you much later to come and explain more about where the story comes from and talk about it.
Sure. Yeah. So my plan is to make a sort of anthology. So it's going to be based in the same world, but it will be a collection of short stories. So I just shared one short story with you.
All right. We look forward to the rest, and we'll be right behind. When you're making all the money, you know that you were the ones that were pushing, short story. So it's a good thing. All right. So Jola, you want to finish? Round it up?
No, I mean, you've covered it. You've covered it pretty much. We're happy to have you. It was really fun. Really enjoyed your article. Really good stuff.
Thank you.
We hope you write more.
Sure. Yes, hope you write more. We'll look forward to reading it.
Yes, and continue to expand your anime horizons. Please encourage Uforo to do the same.
Really good. I'm expanding my horizons. Like if you look, I'm really watching stuff. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us on another episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow. Do a lot of things that you do to all the things that you like. And even the things that you don't like, but do the like things that you like to the things you
do the like things that you like.
Also, don't forget to check out Daniel's Ekow's. Well, his name of the blog is Daniel something, so I wanted to say that, but I'll say don't forget to check out Ekow's blog and read the article.
Blogspot.com.
Yes. Daniel Melfa.
Don't forget and have a lovely time, guys. Have a wonderful
lovely weekend, everything.
See you on the next episode. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.